All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Something Newsy podcast. This is your host for the episode, Mauricio Moreno. I'm here speaking with.
I'm Yui Matsuaki.
Today, we're going to be talking about a little more, I'd say serious topic. It's a little more interesting to talk about, and it's very broad in terms of like points to talk about. We're talking about mental health. Everybody should take care of their mental health, regardless of age. And one of the interesting things right now is that, I know you shouldn't ask a woman this, but how old are you, Yui?
I am 34.
And I'm 19, so it's two very different perspectives and on mental health, especially with like roles and all of that. And what do you want to say?
This is exactly what I wanted to talk about. So, can I ask something?
Yeah, sure.
About mental health? I feel like in my generation, millennial generation,
Yes.
it used to feel like a heavy and serious topic when I was, young. If you talk about, mental health stuff, we are like, wait, what's wrong with you?
Yes.
Stuff, But maybe, for your generation, it's getting more casual topics, I think. So how do you perceive, the talking about mental health stuff? Do you often talk about, your mental health issue or problem with friends or, girlfriend?
There's so many like outlets to speak about mental health. And nowadays, I feel like there's more resources in terms to like seeking help for mental health. And like you said, like you also have your friends, you have your family, you have partners, relationships, people that can help you in regards to your mental health. I think nowadays with like my generation, it would be more about opening up, about needing help, because sometimes people, and I feel like it's especially the case with men. It's still like I don't know what's the word, the stigma that like if we open up about our mental health, like we might seem like weak, we
Not
shouldn't
tough.
we shouldn't be complaining about mental health and all that stuff, which usually like
About men?
yes, about men
guys.
and women too. Like it's a thing about, again, like being able to open up about needing help without like the fear of rejection or thinking that somebody's not going to care about your mental health, which in reality there's so many people that do care about that mental health aspect of your being. And again, it's like really important. I mean, if your mental health isn't at 100%, like there's so much like wrong and like bad that can come from that,
I see. So you think it's more open, more than past, to, I don't know, be real?
Yeah.
About mental health stuff.
Yeah.
But still, if you are man or, but generally.
Yeah, like regardless, it's difficult to open up about mental health, regardless of race, gender, age, whatever.
Still.
It's gonna be a tough topic to talk about. Yeah, I'd say that.
Interesting. So I've met several friends who are using counselor system. Constantly, they use the counselor, to keep their mental healthy.
Yeah.
Is it common thing for your generation?
To speak with counselors or therapists and all
therapy,
that.
yeah, therapy.
Yeah, but again, it's be like, obviously, if you're thinking about it and like, maybe I should go to a therapist and talk about that. It's like a thought that doesn't cross a lot of people's minds, or like maybe they're too scared to talk to a therapist. Like again, going back to that, being scared of opening up to somebody, especially someone that you might not know. I mean, that's why usually when you go with a therapist, like you establish this relationship of confidence on all that. I myself have gone to therapy, like a couple of years ago, and it was something, personal, and it was tough to speak up about like my problems, and like little by little, it's something that like again, just establishing their relationship and like opening up to that person.
Mm.
But yeah, I feel like with Gen Z, I I don't really know like if a lot of people like go to therapy,
Oh,
even
really?
like if they need it or something.
Mhm.
Usually, again, you have your friends as an outlet, but sometimes it is better to go talk about something with someone who will take it a little more seriously. More that that's their profession, that's their job to help you. You know,
Mm.
it is pretty common to see somebody going to therapy or counseling, like friends.
I see. Because in my generation, and also in my home country, which is Japan,
Yes.
when I was student, college student, 15 years ago or something, there was nobody who, use the types of system or, therapist on
Like
counseling.
resources and all.
No, it was kind of taboo that you talk about. Mental health, yeah. Mental health is a kind of taboo thing. Always the people say like you have to be tough. Or
Yes.
You have to be tough.
Exactly.
And then you don't need to anything, right?
Yeah.
People say like that in my generation and also in my home country. And yeah, now recently maybe that types of therapies and counseling is more getting more popular in Japan as well. But still, compared to America or Western country, it's not that popular or like acceptable thing. It's kind of culture difference as well. Generation difference, but also cultural difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm just curious about it.
Yeah, again, that again, like something in common. Like it's that fear of opening up because you're not gonna be seen as like you said, tough or like strong or anything like that. And then like it's the like little by little, mental health has started to be taken more seriously. But like back then, it was like, oh, if you're depressed, then just don't be depressed. Like do something else.
I know.
Yeah, like, don't be sad. And shove it to the side. But with students, I mean, right now that you said that, when you were in college, technically still are in college, but like not having those resources at that, like I know college is and going to university is like pretty difficult. It takes a toll on you mentally. So it's like you definitely gonna need that help, which like makes you think like usually like let's say you were like going through something in college, like you have to study for this test. I mean you're overwhelmed by all these things. Like what would you usually do?
It's kind of different from the answer you want maybe,
Yes.
but I would say for me having multiple roles
Yes.
is really help to keep my mental health. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
For example, I am a mom.
Yes.
I have 2-year-old daughter, and also I am wife, with my husband. But also I am a student.
Yes.
And also I am doing band.
Oh.
So like I'm kind of musician stuff. So like I have a lot of or like multiple roles, and that makes my mental health healthy, I think, because if I have some issue or problem or like something wrong with, let's say, with my mom time.
Yes.
Daughter is messy and I have no time and everything is kind of tough for me, blah, 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 in my mom time. But if I have, student time, or music time, something A time, B time, C time, I can keep my mental healthy.
Yeah.
It's kind of the idea similar to, TV game, you have a life, life, for life, and you can fight 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time. If you get beaten by anybody, I can
Just
still live.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar idea. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you
Yeah,
mean. Yeah.
it's kind of the way to keep my mental healthy without some resource.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
that's a super valid answer. I mean, and again, like keeping yourself occupied with all these things.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you're a mother, you're a student, your wife, and you still have the time to like be in a band. Like that's like a super good outlet to like sometimes like take a break almost and like do something else beside those other roles. And, like do something that you would like, and that's really good. It's better to take out again, like going back to not having those resources available to like talk about your mental health. Sometimes it's better to like put in that like whatever's on your mind into something productive, something that's going to end up helping you at the end of the day. And
yeah, so true.
That was a perfect answer. Everybody has their own ways of like managing their mental health, but that's usually the case with most people.
Yeah, I think so. And I have one more question. And what is the most source of your stress, or like what is the
like the
make your mental health bad? As a college
like
student.
For my generation, you say as a college student?
Yeah, for your generation, also for you.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Main source of stress. I mean, one of them is definitely school, homework,
academic stuff.
All that academics are always
you
gonna
have to achieve something, right?
In the back of your mind, it's always gonna be like they're lingering. But on top of that, maybe again, let's say like you're in a relationship which is like fairly common at this age and as a college student.
What kind of relationship? Like a romantic way or friendship?
In a romantic partners, all of that, and friendships too. Sometimes that can be stressful. You're dealing with your academics. You're dealing with having to live on your own now, especially like once you like go to college, and then you have to like balance all of that. Like let's say you're fighting with someone and like throw that on top of what you already have. It's obviously going to like it's gonna be one of those main like sources of stress because it's just like accumulating one on top of each other. But I'd say, of course, like the main source of stress for college students, is of course academics, and social life.
Yes,
social life.
This is also what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
For your generation, for our generation as well, but maybe more, social media stuff and whatever that affect your mental health, right?
Yeah,
I guess.
Social media is definitely something that affects mental health a lot. You see all these other people online living their best life. Maybe it's like a forefront, it's a fake front, and you're like, what am I doing? What do I have to post?
Comparison compared to other people.
Yeah. You start to compare yourself to others, and then with like social life outside of social media. Like you're meeting all these new people in college, and
go to the party or like
go to the party,
meet new friends,
meet friends. But sometimes it's more difficult for some people to make friends. I personally like find it. I'm more of an extroverted person. I find making friends. I can't say the same thing about the student next door. That's they might have a more difficult time. Like finding friends or like being more extroverted while their personality in reality is being an introverted person. And that's where I feel like, and I feel like it's a nice point to end the episode. We as a society in general have to be open to these kinds of things. We have to be nice to each other. We have to think about the people who like might be struggling with that, with their mental health, or like being introverted, or with their like social life in general. We have to be open to like help people with their situations.
Accept, you mean?
Yes, accept, like be there for them. Be there for you, for me, for whoever's in these classrooms. It's important to be there for people and to not be like those people who tell you that, if you talk about your mental health, it's not like cool, it's not tough. We have to be the opposite. We have to turn into these people that be more open to these things, you know,
Mm.
more accepting, like you said.
Yeah, I agree with you. And we have to make environment that is more like acceptable to talk about it, and more like the people can open about it, can be more open about it. And also, I've noticed that, compared to my generation, your generation is more getting, better, I think, in terms of it.
Yes.
So yeah, it's hopeful.
Yeah, there's a lot of hope
Yeah,
out there.
I'm so jealous of your generation. Honestly.
Nah, no, we
Yeah.
have our own fair share of problems, so don't be too
I know.
jealous. Don't be too jealous.
You guys have a, your own problem, or like your own struggle with, nowadays, social media, like technology stuff, blah blah blah, But at least this generation, your generation is more like
We're open to mental health.
to mental health, and also to open to everything, I think, from the perspective of my generation. So yeah, that's kind of, something that I'm jealous.
Well, to each their own, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel that's unless there's anything else you want to add, I think that's a good place to end it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's the episode on mental health. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next episode, I guess.
Yeah,
Alright.
thank you.